First contact's price. The holographic projection materialized in every major government chamber across Earth simultaneously. The being that appeared bore the appearance of crystalline formations shaped into a vaguely humanoid form, its voice resonating with an otherworldly harmonic quality that made the air itself seem to vibrate. People of Earth, I am Supreme Executor Vexthor of the Centauri Alliance. Your world has been identified as a developing civilization within our sphere of influence. As per Galactic Protocol 7249, you are hereby required to submit 40% of your world's resources as protection fees. In the United Earth Defense Command Center in Geneva, Director Sarah Chen remained perfectly still, her expression neutral despite the gravity of the situation. Around her, military officers and civilian leaders watched in tense silence as the alien continued its speech. You have 72 hours to comply. Failure to do so will result in immediate corrective action. This is not a negotiation. The projection flickered and expanded, revealing massive ships emerging from hyperspace around Earth's orbit. Each vessel dwarfed anything humanity had ever constructed, their hulls gleaming with an impossible metal that seemed to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. Director Chen allowed herself a small smile, one that didn't reach her eyes. Acknowledge their message, she instructed her communications officer. Request a 12-hour window to gather Earth's leadership for a formal response. The alien's crystalline features shifted in what might have been amusement. Granted, though it changes nothing. We have done this thousands of times before. As the projection faded, the command center erupted into controlled chaos. But Chen raised her hand, silencing the room. Execute Protocol Osiris, she commanded, and get me a secure line to Site 0. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, in a facility that didn't officially exist, Dr. Marcus Wong received Chen's call. The massive underground complex hummed with energy as thousands of engineers and scientists worked around specialized equipment that would have seemed impossible just 30 years ago. They finally showed up, Wong said, his fingers dancing across holographic displays, just like the Europa archives predicted they would. Are we ready? Chen's voice carried a weight that went beyond her official authority. Wong glanced at the central chamber of the facility, where a piece of technology recovered from Europa's ice 3 decades ago pulsed with a soft blue light. The alien artifact had been humanity's first proof that they weren't alone in the universe. More importantly, it had been their warning system and teacher. We've had 30 years to prepare, Wong replied, his voice steady. The Centauri Alliance thinks they're dealing with another primitive species they can exploit. They have no idea that we found their lost research station on Europa. No idea that we've spent decades reverse engineering their technology and improving upon it. On screens around him, status updates flowed in from similar facilities hidden across the globe. Quantum shields were charging. Gravity manipulation systems were coming online. And in the asteroid belt, humanity's real fleet waited in perfect stealth, their hulls incorporating technology that made them invisible even to the Alliance's advanced sensors. The question is, Chen said, do we show our hand now, or let them think they've won first? Wong considered this as he watched the final system checks complete. The archives showed us their pattern. They've done this to thousands of worlds. They come in with overwhelming force, demand tribute, and then slowly strip the planet of resources while keeping the native population dependent and fearful. But they've never tried this with humanity, Chen replied, and Wong could hear the steel in her voice. They don't know that we found their facility. They don't know we've seen their playbook. And they certainly don't know that we've spent the last 3 decades preparing specifically for them. Wong nodded, though Chen couldn't see it. Then perhaps we should give them exactly what they expect. Let them think they found another easy target. After all, he paused, looking at the data streams showing humanity's hidden strength. The best way to spring a trap is to make the target feel safe. Agreed, Chen said. Maintain Osiris protocol. Let them think their show of force has worked. In 12 hours, We'll give them a response they'll never forget." As Wang ended the call, he walked to a viewing window overlooking the main chamber. Below, hundreds of engineers and scientists continued their work, preparing systems that the Centauri Alliance believed impossible for a primitive species to create. They had no idea that their own lost research station had given humanity the keys to surpass them. In 72 hours, the Alliance would learn a harsh lesson about underestimating humanity. But for now, Wang and his team would wait, hidden beneath the ice, preparing for the moment when humanity would reveal that they weren't just another species to be exploited. They were the ones the Alliance should have feared all along. Project Prometheus. The quantum elevator descended silently through layers of Antarctic ice, carrying Director Chen toward humanity's greatest secret. As she dropped past the 2-kilometer mark, the ice gave way to a vast artificial cavern that stretched beyond sight. The facility known as Site Zero gleamed with an otherworldly blue light, its architecture a perfect fusion of human ingenuity and alien technology. Dr. Wang met her at the elevator's base, his usual calm demeanor showing hints of excitement. "The Alliance fleet has grown to 37 ships," he reported as they walked. "They're positioning themselves in a standard containment pattern, exactly as the Europa archives predicted they would." They entered the central command sphere, where a holographic representation of Earth and the surrounding space filled the air. Red markers indicated Alliance vessels, while thousands of subtle green points showed humanity's hidden defensive grid. "Show me the Prometheus core," Chen commanded. The hologram shifted, focusing on a massive structure floating in the heart of the asteroid belt. To Alliance sensors, it appeared as nothing more than another lifeless rock. In reality, it housed the culmination of 30 years of human advancement. "The core is operating at full capacity," Wang explained, bringing up detailed diagnostics. "The quantum field generators are stable, and the gravitic manipulation systems are exceeding our original specifications by 23%. Chen studied the readouts. "And our fleet? 200 ships, all incorporating enhanced versions of the Alliance's own stealth technology. They still have no idea we're there." Wang gestured, and the hologram showed the hidden vessels scattered throughout the asteroid belt. "Each ship carries weapon systems that we developed by improving upon their designs. Where they focused on brute force, we emphasized efficiency and innovation." The chamber's doors opened as Admiral Helena Torres entered, her uniform bearing the subtle insignia of the United Earth Defense Force's Secret Space Division. "The Alliance just made another broadcast," she reported. "They're getting impatient with our delay tactics." Chen nodded. "Good. The longer they think we're scrambling in fear, the better positioned we'll be." She turned to Wang. "Tell me about the Europa defense shield." Wang's fingers danced across his control panel, bringing up a new display. A web of interconnected energy fields appeared, encompassing the entire planet. "It's revolutionary," he said. "The Alliance's archives showed us their basic shield technology, but they've been using the same designs for centuries. We took their foundation and rebuilt it from the ground up." "They rely on raw power," Torres added. "Massive energy expenditure to create impenetrable barriers, but we found a better way." "Show them," Wang said. A simulation appeared, showing an Alliance weapon firing at Earth. The shield didn't try to block the blast entirely. Instead, it bent and redirected the energy, using the attack's own force to strengthen the defensive field. "Like martial arts on a planetary scale," Chen observed, "using their strength against them." "Exactly," Wang confirmed. "And that's just the beginning. Project Prometheus isn't just about defense. It's about changing the fundamental balance of power in the galaxy." He brought up another display, this one showing the quantum communication network humanity had secretly established. "We've identified 14 other species currently paying tribute to the Alliance. Most of them have been under their control for centuries. We've already made contact with resistance groups on 3 of their worlds." Chen's eyes narrowed. The Alliance doesn't just face a single uprising, she realized. They're about to deal with a coordinated rebellion across multiple systems. "And we'll provide the spark," Torres said. "The moment we reveal our true capabilities, it will show every subjugated species that the Alliance isn't invincible." An alert sounded, and new data flowed across the screens. The Alliance fleet was moving, tightening their formation around Earth. Their message was clear. Time was running out. "They think they're tightening the noose," Chen said softly. "But they're really just moving into position. How long until the Prometheus core reaches full charge?" 4 hours, Wang replied. "Once it activates, their entire fleet will be trapped in our gravity well. Their fancy ships will be nothing more than expensive sculptures." Chen watched the Alliance vessels on the display, each one representing centuries of unopposed dominance. 30 years ago, they left that research station on Europa, thinking this system was too primitive to be worth monitoring. That single oversight is about to cost them everything. She turned to her companions, her expression resolute. "Prepare the final sequence. When the Alliance demands their tribute, we'll give them an answer they'll never forget. It's time to show them that humanity isn't just another species to be conquered. We're the ones who will end their empire." The silent strike. Supreme Executor Vexthor's crystalline form dominated the global broadcast, his patience visibly wearing thin. "Your time for deliberation has expired. The Centauri Alliance demands your answer now." In the Site Zero Command Center, Director Chen straightened her uniform and nodded to the communications officer. The response would be broadcast globally and to the Alliance fleet. "Supreme Executor, on behalf of Earth, I have a question before we proceed." The crystalline being's features shifted in barely concealed annoyance. "Speak quickly. Did you ever wonder what happened to your research station on Europa?" For the first time, Vexthor's commanding presence faltered. His crystalline structure flickered with unexpected patterns. "What did you say?" Chen smiled, and this time it reached her eyes. "Initiate Prometheus Protocol." Deep in the asteroid belt, the massive structure known as the Prometheus core pulsed with brilliant blue energy. Quantum fields rippled across space, invisible to conventional sensors, but devastating in their effect. The Alliance fleet's advanced systems suddenly registered a massive gravitational anomaly, one that hadn't existed seconds before. "What is happening?" Vexthor demanded as his ship's warning systems blared. The entire Alliance fleet found themselves caught in an artificial gravity well, their engines straining against forces they weren't designed to resist. 30 years ago, Chen explained calmly, "You left a research station on Europa, assuming this system was too primitive to be worth monitoring. That station contained a wealth of information about your technology, your tactics, and most importantly, your weaknesses. Throughout the asteroid belt, humanity's hidden fleet decloaked. 200 ships of human design, incorporating enhanced versions of Alliance technology, emerged from their hiding places. Each vessel was smaller than their Alliance counterparts, but bristled with weapons that represented 30 years of human innovation. Impossible, Vexthor breathed. Your species was barely capable of reaching your own moon. That's what you were meant to think." Chen nodded to Admiral Torres, who activated the next phase of their plan. "We learned everything about you, how you identify developing civilizations, how you subjugate them through fear and false protection, how you've done this thousands of times before. But you never considered one possibility." The Europa defense shield shimmed into visibility around Earth, its energy patterns unlike anything in the Alliance database. At the same time, quantum signals reached out across space, connecting with resistance movements on other subjugated worlds. "And what possibility is that?" Vexthor's voice had lost its commanding tone. "That one of your victims would not only match your technology but surpass it." The human fleet moved with perfect coordination, their formations displaying tactics that the Alliance had never encountered. Each ship carried weapons based on Alliance designs, but refined and improved by human engineers who hadn't been constrained by centuries of tradition and complacency. "Your ships are impressive," Admiral Torres transmitted to the Alliance fleet, "but they're relics. You haven't truly innovated in centuries because no one has challenged you. We studied your technology and asked questions you never thought to ask. We saw limitations you never tried to overcome. The Prometheus core's energy field intensified, and Alliance ships found their advanced shields fluctuating under frequencies they weren't designed to resist. Their mighty engines, capable of crossing galaxies, couldn't break free from the artificial gravity that humanity had created. "This is your only warning," Chen announced, her voice carrying to every Alliance vessel. "Release all subjugated worlds from their tribute obligations. End your practice of exploitation. The era of the Centauri Alliance's unchallenged dominance is over." Vexthor's crystalline form surged with angry energy. "You dare threaten the Alliance? We have ruled the galaxies for millennia, and that's precisely why you'll lose," Chen replied. "You've forgotten how to adapt, how to grow. Humanity never stops pushing boundaries, never stops asking questions, never accepts limitations." As if to emphasize her point, the human fleet demonstrated their superior maneuverability, executing combat patterns that the Alliance's tactical computers couldn't predict. Each human vessel carried hybrid technology that represented the best of both worlds, Alliance foundations rebuilt with human ingenuity. "The choice is yours," Chen continued. "Adapt and help us build a better galaxy, or resist and learn firsthand why humanity has survived every challenge our world has thrown at us. We're not the primitive species you thought we were." She paused, allowing her next words to carry the weight of 3 decades of preparation. "We're the ones who will reshape the galaxy." Breaking the chains, the quantum communications network lit up like a constellation of hope across the galaxy. Footage of Earth's stand against the Alliance spread from system to system, encrypted in frequencies that Alliance sensors couldn't detect. On 14 subjugated worlds, resistance leaders watched humanity demonstrate that the unbeatable could be beaten. In Site Zero's Strategic Command Center, Director Chen and her team monitored the cascading effects of their revelation. Holographic displays showed rebellion spreading like wildfire through the Alliance's supposed empire. "The Proxians have declared their independence," Admiral Torres reported, watching real-time updates flow in. "Their orbital defense platforms just activated with our upgraded systems. The Alliance fleet in their sector is completely neutralized." Dr. Wang's fingers danced across his control panel, coordinating with resistance cells across multiple systems. "The Arcturians and Vega Collective are moving too. They've implemented the shield modifications we provided. Alliance weapons can't penetrate their defenses." Supreme Executor Vexthor's image appeared on the main screen, his crystalline form showing visible fractures of stress. "What have you done?" he demanded. "Do you understand the chaos you've unleashed? We've given hope to those you've oppressed." Chen replied calmly. "Your empire wasn't built on protection. It was built on fear and technological suppression. We've shown them that your technology isn't mystical or unbeatable. It can be understood, improved, and overcome." The quantum feeds showed more systems rising up. The Centauri Alliance's carefully maintained image of invincibility was shattering. Their standardized tactics, unchanged for centuries, proved useless against coordinated resistance using humanity's innovations. "The Sirius Council has joined us," Wang announced. "They've activated their planetary defense grid, adding their quantum network to ours. Now." The holographic display expanded, showing a new web of connections forming between free systems. Where the Alliance had kept civilizations isolated and dependent, humanity was creating bridges, sharing knowledge and resources. "You've studied us for the past day," Chen told Vexthor. "You've seen how we fight, how we think, how we innovate. But you still don't understand what makes humanity different, do you?" The crystalline being's response carried traces of genuine confusion. "You were supposed to be primitive, fearful, easy to control. That was your first mistake," Torres interjected. "You judge species by their technological level alone. You never consider their potential, their adaptability, their determination." On screens around them, more Alliance fleets found themselves trapped or neutralized. The strategies and technologies that humanity had developed were being shared and implemented across the galaxy. Each liberated world added their own innovations to the growing resistance. The Andromedans have broken free, Wam reported. Their shipyards are already being converted to produce vessels with our hybrid technology. The Alliance is losing control of the entire sector. Chen watched as the galactic map shifted, showing more and more systems declaring independence. We didn't just prepare to defend Earth, she explained to Vexthor. We prepared to free every world you've enslaved. Your own research station gave us everything we needed, including your complete database of subjugated civilizations. The Alliance has maintained peace for millennia. Vexthor protested. Without our control, the galaxy will descend into chaos. No, Chen corrected. Without your oppression, these civilizations can finally reach their true potential. Humanity isn't just offering freedom, we're offering partnership. A new way for species to cooperate and grow together. The quantum network pulsed with increasing activity as more civilizations joined the alliance of free worlds. Each one brought their own knowledge, their own perspectives, their own innovations to share. Where the Centauri Alliance had enforced stagnation, humanity was fostering growth. Your choice remains the same, Chen told Vexthor. Join us in building something better, or fade into history as another empire that underestimated humanity's ability to change the rules of the game. As if to emphasize her point, the Prometheus core's energy field flickered with new patterns, improvements suggested by newly freed civilizations, each adding their own understanding to humanity's innovations. The resulting technology was beyond anything the Alliance had thought possible. The galaxy was transforming, not through conquest, but through cooperation. And at its heart was the species that had dared to look at advanced alien technology and ask not just how it worked, but how it could work better. Humanity had done more than break free. They had sparked a revolution that would reshape the foundations of galactic civilization. Dawn of a new era. 1 month after Earth's stand against the Centauri Alliance, the Great Hall of Site Zero hosted an unprecedented gathering. Representatives from 23 formerly subjugated species joined human leaders in the vast chamber, its crystalline walls now reflecting the combined technological aesthetics of multiple civilizations. Director Chen stood at the central podium, looking out over an audience that represented the future of galactic civilization. Former Alliance ships, now repurposed with hybrid technology, floated in orbit above, their crews a mixture of species working together for the first time in millennia. The old era ended not with a massive battle. Chen began, her words translated simultaneously into 24 languages, but with a simple revelation that cooperation yields greater progress than domination. In the front row, Supreme Executor Vexthor sat not as a conqueror, but as one leader among many. His crystalline form had been repaired, showing new patterns that reflected the changes within the Alliance itself. Humanity's gift to the galaxy wasn't just technological innovation, Chen continued. It was a reminder that every species has something unique to contribute. The Proxians' understanding of quantum mechanics has already improved our shield systems beyond our original designs. The Arcturians' grasp of biotechnology is revolutionizing our medical capabilities. Dr. Wang, standing nearby, activated a holographic display showing the new galactic cooperative's rapid progress. Where the Alliance had maintained power through isolation and fear, the cooperative was growing stronger through shared knowledge and mutual support. In 1 month, Wang reported, collaborative research between member species has produced more technological advancement than the Alliance saw in a century. We're not just copying each other's innovations, we're building on them, combining different approaches to solve problems that once seemed insurmountable. Admiral Torres stepped forward, now wearing the insignia of the newly formed Cooperative Defense Force. Our combined fleet demonstrates the power of unity. Each ship now carries technology developed through the collaboration of multiple species. We're stronger together than any of us could have been alone. The holographic display shifted to show the growing network of quantum communications and trade routes connecting cooperative worlds. Where the Alliance had restricted travel and communication, the new system encouraged exchange and interaction. Vexthor rose to speak, his voice carrying the humility that would have been unthinkable months before. For millennia, the Alliance believed that control was necessary for stability. We were wrong. In 1 month, this cooperative has achieved more than we did in centuries of enforcement. Chen nodded in acknowledgement. Because innovation doesn't come from comfort or complacency. It comes from challenge, from questioning, from the freedom to ask, what if? The Alliance's greatest mistake wasn't in underestimating humanity's current capabilities. It was in failing to recognize our potential for growth. The display showed new projects already underway. Massive engineering works combining the expertise of multiple species, research stations where scientists from different worlds worked side by side, shipyards producing vessels that incorporated the best aspects of each civilization's technology. This is just the beginning, Chen declared. Each member of the cooperative brings their own history, their own perspective, their own way of looking at the universe. Together, we're not just sharing technology. We're sharing dreams, ideas, possibilities. As if to emphasize her point, a new alert appeared on the displays. The Andromedans had successfully tested a hybrid drive system that combined human innovation with Proxian quantum mechanics and Arcturian biotech. It was more efficient than anything any single species had developed alone. The age of tribute is over, Chen announced. The age of cooperation has begun. And while humanity may have sparked this change, every species in this room has helped forge our new path forward. She gestured to the gathered representatives, each a symbol of their world's freedom and potential. We've proven that the greatest strength lies not in domination, but in diversity. Not in control, but in collaboration. The galaxy is entering an unprecedented era of peace and progress, not through force, but through partnership. Above them, the Prometheus core pulsed with new energy patterns, now incorporating innovations from a dozen worlds. It was no longer just a weapon or a shield. It had become a symbol of what different species could achieve together. This is humanity's true legacy, Chen concluded. Not that we defeated an empire, but that we helped build something better in its place. The stars are no longer a frontier to be conquered, but a future to be shared. As the assembly rose in approval, the quantum network carried their unity across the galaxy. The message was clear. A new dawn had arrived, and it belonged to all of them. Together, they would reach heights that no single civilization could have imagined alone. And somewhere in the vast expanse of space, new worlds were waiting to join their growing family of free and cooperative species, each ready to add their own chapter to the greatest story the galaxy had ever known.